Alright, so check this out, guys. So, I've got my stat mail. This is my mail that's got all of my best stats at the moment. Okay? As you can see, it still has 45 points there. Placed no points. No mutations. Just put everything together, stat-wise. The stamina of these two are better than the stamina here. Let's take a look. 1500 on the stamina. If I come down here and look, show mutations, no mutations. Come over here to the other side, same thing. 1500. Come down here, no mutations. I want to put these stamina with him. So what I want to do is I want to breed him with these two until I find a male that has his stats with her stamina and 0 mutation. That male will now take his place. He will now come out the equation. The new male with the correct stuff will come in. But these are not the females we will be breeding with. They were only for giving us the stamina. The new male will then come over and breed with your low-level females. They are going to give you your low oxygen, your low food, your low whatever. The breeding, to this point, the breeding process is pretty much the same all the way across the board. Low levels, see, low levels with your high level stat. This high level stat. This is my new high stat. When you do this, if you've got mutations on both sides and you breed with a 0 mutation, it clears up one side. It stacks everything together and it puts everything to one side, allowing you to constantly have a mutation on that side. With this being said, and I could show you, okay. Zero mutation on all of those. Okay, so if you look at his, this would be the breeder male. All mutations are to the right. 0 mutations there. So every time I receive a mutation on the female side, I breed it back into my breeder. You see, none of these, all these still have their points. That's it, 0 mutations. Always keeps one side open. Once you reach 20 and 20, all your chances of gaining mutations are cut in half. Look, for instance, this guy. No points in. 100% imprint. And come on. Bam. See the mutations on both sides. This guy's never gonna be able to get another mutation. Alright, there's a chance he can, but it is cut in half extremely. You don't want stuff like this. You want it to look more like the first one I showed you, like that one. That way, every time you breed over here with the 0 mutations, it will constantly, give you a chance of a mutation. So, but the biggest advice I can give you guys, in all honesty, is do not put your mutations in before you get your stats correct. That is the biggest problem people do. Look at Dododex, find out your highest base stats, put that together in one dino, in your male dino. Then you take your lowest stats, 0s, 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, and put it in your low female. Then you want to clone that low female as much as you can to give you more chances of gaining that mutation. Once you've got your high stat male put together, get it put together first. For instance, look at my weight here, 663. Okay, I got one over here. That's a mutation. 722. Gain a mutation. But I'm not going to put it into my line, my breeding line, because I want to keep my breeding line as, as open as possible to gaining more mutations. And it's not completely put together yet. I don't have all my high stats together yet. So the last thing I want to do is add that mutation into my line. If you're going to use your mutations for colors or, stats and stuff like that, fine. But do it off to the side, away from your breeder line. Don't touch your breeder line until you have your high stats. Until your stats are correct and everything you want, I should say. Not necessarily high stats. Because, like for instance, you're going to want high health. You're going to want high stamina. You don't need high oxygen, so you can take that away. You want to keep your food somewhat high, but not too high, so you got to keep an eye on that. You want high weight, high melee. You don't need high movement, because movement don't matter here. So use your low levels to change the things you don't want, so you can put your mutations into the things you do want. But don't put your mutations into your breeder line until your breeder line is completely high base stat, exactly where you want it, where you can't, level it up no more. Because literally, if I found a dino right now, a wild dino that had higher stats and weight than what this mutation has, then that's a wasted mutation. I just put a wasted mutation into my line when I'm just going to breed a higher stat in from a wild dino. So don't put your mutations into your line until you've reached max stat on your line. Right, just quick breeding, tutorial advices, things I've learned throughout the time. Keep one side, at least one side going, always empty. Breed with 0 mutation females, all stats on male. Easiest way. When you gain a mutation, either breed it over into the male with 0 mutations and then replace, or if it's on the male side, vice versa. There's a lot more to breeding and art than just hitting mate, raising, and exchanging, and a lot of people don't know that.